Well, guys, another headline that I think coming out of this weekend is the AFC West now pretty much the NFC West of the AFC? If we're looking at it, I mean, sure, you could argue the AFC North could be that division of the AFC, but personally, I'm thinking it's now the AFC West. I think that just what's happened with the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chargers now finally surging, as it has just been the Chiefs division, and the Chiefs have just been dominant with Patrick Mahomes the last 4 years. I think now the AFC West is now beginning to rise, and I don't think the Chiefs will be as immortal as they have been the last few years. I am really riding with the Chargers, who just finally beat them with Patrick Mahomes. Like, they haven't beaten the Chargers. The Chargers have not beaten a Patrick Mahomes-led Chiefs team since that last Chiefs game in the 2018 season when the Chargers went 12-4 and had that incredible run. With Phillip Rivers, they beat the Chargers were able to beat Kansas City on Thursday Night Football. It was a really good game. That was the last time they beat a Patrick Mahomes-led team. So now the Chargers are catching up. We know that for certain. We're just yet to see the Raiders, but the Raiders were able to beat Kansas City last year in Arrowhead. And the Raiders have a 3-0 start right now. So they've beaten Miami, even though they didn't have Tua. I feel like still beating Miami was an accomplishment. Being able to beat that defense, because Miami's defense is still pretty nasty. Like, it's nasty good. And for the Raiders to go in and have Bryan Edwards and Peyton Barber just absolutely cremate that secondary to get that second field goal in overtime was just awesome. And I feel like that shows a lot about the Raiders this year. Like, they're here to compete. And I feel like the Broncos, yes, you can argue, they've been facing 0-19. Their opponents are 0-9. Like, they haven't faced a team that's won a game yet. Though I feel like the Broncos defense has been very dominant. I mean, just look at the scores. 13. They only allowed the Giants to score 13. They've only allowed the Jaguars to score 13. Granted, with the Jaguars, it is Trevor Lawrence, and he's still growing and learning. But the Giants, that is still an impressive win to me. Why? Because of their insane receiving core. Yes, Daniel Jones may or may not be legit, but I feel like still that's a quality win to go to MetLife and take down the Giants in week 1, then go to Jacksonville and take down Trevor Lawrence and the Jags, and then to come home and shut out the Jets. Yes, I know Zach Wilson is also a rookie quarterback and has been having his growing pains too, but I'm still really impressed, and I think the Broncos are off to a good start. And also, they've been consistent with their scoring too. Bridgewater has been averaging 200 to 300 yards a game. They've been able to use Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick, all of them. Their top 3 receivers have stepped up for them. Though KJ Hamler did tear his ACL. So that one is kind of a heartbreaker. But the Broncos should be fine with their receiving core with Noah Fant, Alberto, and then Spence. Is it Devontae Spencer? Deontay Spencer. Oh, okay. Sorry, I screwed that one up. But the Broncos will face the Ravens next. Then they'll face the Steelers. Then they'll face the Raiders. Then they'll face the Browns. And then the football team. And then the Cowboys. So we're going to find out if the Denver is legit. But right now, I'm riding with Denver. And I think they could beat Baltimore next week. They'll have the advantage of playing at Mile High. It's a high elevation. And I feel like they'll have the momentum of a 3-0 start. And then we'll see what they do against the Steelers. Because the Steelers have been, you know, they came out and beat Buffalo in week 1. And then they've dropped to the Raiders. And they've dropped to the Bengals. So there may be some hope for the Broncos there. And then we'll see how the Raiders are at that point. I think the Raiders will have a big game, though, against the Chargers. Then they'll face the Bears. So they can either be 4-1 or 5-0 by the time they play Denver. So far, though, I believe that this is shaping up to be a very entertaining division. We can also look at the Chargers and see where they're going. The Chargers will be facing the Browns and the Ravens. So we will quickly find out where the Chargers stand. So yes, this AFC West will be tested in the next 2 weeks. Everyone will be playing some good teams. Patrick Mahomes will go to, and company will go to Philadelphia. Then they'll come back home for the Bills for an AFC Championship rematch. Then they'll travel to Washington, whose defense is still good, mind you. And then they'll go and face Tennessee, which always is an interesting one. So, and you know, the Chiefs are still contenders. I'm not going to overreact and say that the Chiefs are out of it at all. By no means, no, they are not out of it. So, yes, it could be an early overreaction that the AFC West could be is the second best division in football right now. Maybe could arguably be as good as the NFC West. But I am riding with where the AFC West is at. And I think the Broncos, Raiders, Chargers, and Chiefs all have great chances to make it to the playoffs right now, considering the strength of the AFC. Though, I feel like Baltimore, I feel like one team may bottom out in the AFC West, as the AFC North will probably put in 2 teams with Baltimore and Cincinnati, and the Cleveland and Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. I'm sure 2 teams will come out of the AFC North. One thing is clear, though, the AFC North and the AFC West are the 2 best divisions in the AFC, and they are some of the best divisions in football right now. I will do some more reaction videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. What are you guys thinking of the AFC West? It's pretty clear, though, that they are growing and surging. And maybe the West Coast will soon become the best coast for football in the NFL. Well, let me know down your thoughts down below. And I hope you guys have a great night. Just let me know how I can improve, what content you'd like to see. And I hope you guys have a great night. Peace.